Studio, and we've been talking about what it is marriage, what should, don't, do's and don'ts. And Tina, what's the name of the story of a marriage. Yeah, straight into it.
So, Madam Tina.
So my breast milk was not flowing, so I begged for the water of the carry. So I was backing my baby. As I bent down to collect the bowl of curry, he dragged me because I was on braid. I got the beating of my life. After beating me, he called my elder brother to come and pick me up. So that one came, took me to the hospital, and that was then. So ever since then, I was scared. Anything about fight or quarreling, I'm always scared of him. So I avoided. I just know myself, my child, just to. I don't want all these things that have been happening. I don't want my family to know, because my parents warned me, but I didn't listen. So I did not tell them all these things. So after I conceived for the second child, I had before I gave delivery of that, I think I was in labor for 4 days. The MP was begging him to sign so that they can carry out an operation on me. He refused. Then I summoned the courage. I told the doctor, give me. I took an undertaking. I told my sister to sign. Anything that happens, no problem. I'll bear everything. That they should go for the operation immediately, because
he refused to sign.
Yes, and my
though
child,
you have been in labor for
4 days. Yes, and the child was already dead, according to the doctor. Then he was not moving, just to save me. But he refused. But when he saw that I and my sister, then he decided to fill the form. And as God will have it, only God can tell, my child came back. When after the operation, it was successful. I was in the hospital. He didn't even pay for the hospital bill, nothing. When I came back home after almost a week after the naming ceremony, then he told me that the child is too fair. This is not my child. That he looks like my boss in the office.
What?
Can't you see he doesn't have a flat nose? He has a pointed nose. Can't you see the legs are straight? He doesn't have a bow leg like him. And I was enjoying it for a very long time, because my mom was dying. I don't want my mom to know anything that is going on between the two of us. He had to come to my mom's present and say, Mama, I want to tell you, this your pikin na shawo, this pikin no be my pikin. So it was late in the night. The next morning, I had to carry my baby, and I told him, if really you are sure that this child is not yours, take them to the hospital and I'll pay for it, to prove that this child, yes, to show the paternity of these children. Not only this new one, but the previous one I had. Take them. If they are not your children, tell me, then I will change their surname. I moved my things out of the house. I was away for 2 years. They came back through my mom, my dad, of blessed memory. That my dad came down to Abuja to beg me. Church members came, said I should forgive, that he's now under their watch. They are going to ensure that he changed and everything. So that's him. When he begged, after 2 years I was separated, then I moved back with him. When I moved back, things were normal. I got a promotion in my office. It was a double promotion, because then I was a sales coordinator. I was promoted to be a manager, as in supervising manager, not ordinary manager. So to head all over Nigeria.
Wow, you're a big girl.
I was to take charge of retail business, as in. So I came home, I told him, so you'll be promoted? I said, yes. That is God. Okay. I never knew I was digging my own grave. That same week that I was supposed to collect my official letter, that same day I went to work myself. I was supposed to be handed my official letter and everything. Our major distributor came, so my vice president asked me to sell, as in he needed an order, because it's a pharmaceutical company. So I was to take the order. On getting to my system, I discovered that I could no longer see. I thought it was a dream. I tried. Everywhere was white. I couldn't see anything. I called
You
my
couldn't see.
Yes, I couldn't see. I lost my vision. I called my colleagues. They tried. I washed my face. Nothing. So I was rushed back home. When I got home, they took me inside and said, and I told him, I cannot see. He said, welcome. Oh, Shadi Malosi Bishemo. Meaning, at least you will not go to work again. Welcome. I was shocked. I still cannot comprehend why he said so. Some days after, he told me, Moshe, I offended some Aye. I don't know what Aye is touching.
You offended the world.
I offended the world. That's why my eyes was aching. I said I don't know any power of someone. So I was running out as get out with my family, going from one hospital to another, so that I can regain my sight. It did not contribute a dime, nothing. Instead, when you go to the hospital, you say he himself wants to check my eyes, his own eyes, to see that he's not also suffering for what I'm suffering. That's why we started. After 6 months, my company asked me to resign because I could no longer fit into the job. As I lost the job, I became a sex toy for him because 2 years I lost my sight 2016. I could not do anything again. He locked me in the house for 2 years. During that 2 years,
Locked you in the house for 2 years. As in, he didn't allow you.
He didn't allow me out. When he's going out, he will take the key along. He doesn't allow my family to come near me. No friend, nothing. The only thing I'm doing, because I have a big boy that take care of my children, I will do my chinchin in the house. Then the big boy will take it to supply. He will just come in the afternoon, bounce on me, and when he's having intimacy with me, he's always on drugs. After that, I will bleed. He will tell me sorry, that he loves me, that is why he's doing that. In the night, as in every night, it becomes something I'm always afraid, because when he come again, you know, the force for us, the man will be on me, and I'm just like becoming it. So see, it was not easy. So in 2019, I said no, I am tired. I am a graduate. I have to stand up on my feet again. That's why I went back to school. After I went back to School of the Blind Rehabilitation Center, then I learned my computer job. After the school, I did a vocational. I did an intern.
All this while, was he working?
He was not working. I was the one footing the
So
bills.
he even footing the bill, the fact that you are even footing the bill is annoying him, even though he cannot foot the bill.
Yes, he said, where am I getting money? I'm proud, I'm arrogant.
Okay.
But he started extorting me because my business was booming. He extorted me. He said, because of the children, no, you cannot take the children to school. That this.
That's when you lost, after you lost your sight.
Yes.
You were still in business after the...
When I
She
lost my
said-
sight, I was still doing my chin.
She said after 2 years, you now went back to school to
Yes.
learn
Okay.
School of the Blind.
Yes. So he will come. I begged my sister. They bought tricycle for him. Even with the tricycle, he was still not doing anything. If I give him the children's school fees, he will eat it. We use it to buy phone, Galaxy, Samsung. We buy phone, dress well, buy good clothes. So that was how it has been. When I went to school, I discovered that I can do things on my own, not really depending on him. After my school, I got another job with another company as a visually impaired. So he said, you want to work? I told you don't work. It was my deaf ear that made me lose my sight. What is going to do for me this time around? I will not live to tell this story. So I still continue because of my children, they need to go to school, they need to survive. I need to put food on their table. So he was threatening. He said, why will I even, who is my next of kin? Because the form I was filling indicated that my first son was my next of kin. He said, no, I should remove my son. I should put him. He's my next of kin. But I said, no, that's not possible. So I don't know, he called the company. They said, no, my husband should be my next of kin. I just agreed blindly with them, and in my mind, he tried, frustrated me out of leaving that job. That was
Madam Tina, I'm really sorry. And till now, okay, you've separated from him
yes,
now.
we separated finally this year, because I reported him in 2020 to domestic violence. Then he started begging. He said, I was the one that paid for the house rent. I was asked to move out. I said, no, it can't be. I paid for the rent. He said he's not going to.
While you had no vision, you were still paying for the rent.
Yes, I was paying for the rent. So we had to share the room 1 month. It was in September that same 2020. He came back. He became a good man. He will help me carry the children to school. Before I was asked, he would do. I'm not knowing
Because
that
it did, okay.
Yes.
the house rent was coming to.
Okay.
Yes, and the landlord have already increased the rent to 350, and he doesn't have any money. And I already gathered my own that I and my children will go away and look for a smaller accommodation. Then he came, he talked, and I gave him the 430,000 to rent the accommodation. He rented the room at Barr. We moved in. That was in 2021. We are living. It did not even take up to 1 month. It changed. He said, "Tell him that
He
was."
needed a place. Yeah, he just needed a place to stay. That was all. So now, how are you doing?
By special grace of God, I'm surviving. He's not helping. Even in domestic violence, he said he will be able to be paying 5,000 every week, of which he did it just 1 month and half. He stopped. The day he liked, he bring 2,000.
For 2 children.
Yes, for 2
What
children.
about their school fees?
He doesn't pay.
What about feeding, clothes, shoes?
No, clothes. I'm talking of feeding. He doesn't.
Madam Tina, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But why, in spite of all this, you lost your sight and he told you, did you still stay?
Because I was thinking, as a blind person, I needed a sighted. How would I cope if I go out? What would become of me? Because of the children.
You shouldn't have come back. You shouldn't have. As you got your double promotion,
I lost it.
you lost your sight. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to appreciate Tina for what she has told us. I warn people that you cannot be with a malicious spouse. People that are threatened because of your success. If you are there with them, leave them alone. The price Tina had to pay for this is such a huge price. Yesterday we went out to the Sweet Sensation. I saw how our kids, still young, how old are they?
They are 12 and 8.
Were the ones holding her, and this woman is still working, struggling to pay the school fees alone. You see, these people talk, people that are always threatened about the success of their spouses. You need to, when someone is blaming you, they say, since you entered their house, they have not made it in life. You brought terrible feet. Since you came to my house, I've been losing. Things have not been good for me. Why are you still there? Why don't you move out so that things will change for them? And then they go and talk somewhere to the hearing of somebody who will be ready to do something for them. Say, don't worry, that person will be, and that is where your problems will begin to multiply. Look at this now. And when I was talking to her, she said, well, they prayed about it. They said she should go back. The pastor, Madam Tina, which pastor?
It was a reading pastor.
No, let me not even use speaking. Sorry about that. Who told you to go back?
Yes, that God hates divorce.
So now, where is he? I think we need to, because you can't send people to suffer consequences as a result of your own advice, and then you are there in your house while someone has lost their sight and is working tooth, hand, feet without her vision to feed 2 children.
Before, can I ask a question? So
Go
before the pastors came to beg, or while they were begging you to come back, did you explain the cause of
I explained everything.
the abuse?
You know, one thing he succeeded in doing is that if you see him from afar, you think he's a nice man. As in, even you would wish to have that kind of a husband. But he's a different person entirely. Yes.
Marriage is not by force. Marriage is not by force. It is not by force. The way some people sell their brains to marriage, that he's your husband, she's your wife. What is husbandry? What is wifery? It is a title. And it is a title of consent. It's not as if it comes with a political position, an increase in salary, a chieftaincy title. It is just a title. It doesn't even come with an increase in salary. Let us open the phone lines. I don't want to talk.
All right. To call on the program, you know the numbers to call in case you do not know is 0700 993 993 or 01465 7190 0700 993 993 and 01465 7190. If you want to send a message on WhatsApp, it's 0809 597 5805 0809 597 5805. Take this call right here. Good morning.
Good morning, my sister.
Good morning. Welcome to the show. What's your name and where you calling from?
Good morning,
Good morning,
Madam Tina.
Good morning, sir.
this is Pastor Ladipo.
Good morning.
Welcome.
From Orlando.
Thank you.
You see, Barrister, I want to tell you, if you say we should not be calling the name of churches or pastors, it looks as if we are adding to the problem. Because I'm already annoyed as I'm talking to you now. It is annoying me. Because you cannot see somebody going through that kind of structure and somebody came back and said, they are changed. And the man said, you should go back. I don't care. For me, they will separate and they will separate forever. I have separated not one, not two. Are you getting my point? Because now she's paying the price. She was not all blind. It's as a result of some people who were telling her, you must go back because of this. In fact, this thing is so annoying. What kind of thing is this?
Thank you very much for calling. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. What's your name and where you're calling from?
Yeah, my name is Alex.
All right, welcome, Alex.
Alex, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm really almost depressed by listening to this that you have today. It's very depressing, her story. But I want to use this opportunity to speak to everybody out, especially the women. Things like single mother or single parents, all those kind of things are just labels. Don't put them on. It's people that choose to call you those. They are just like, when you walk into a shop, you see a label hanging on a dress or a piece of, item.
Mm-hmm.
They're just labels. Don't wear them on yourself. Please, don't let the world or your views lead you into a difficult place. The second thing I want to say is that if you ask me, for somebody who doesn't have a job, especially before marriage, it's one of the most important things in marriage to be able to cater for your family. For somebody who doesn't have a job, the person cannot be in the right frame of mind to actually, and I mean this. You may say, oh, but somebody can. Listen, you cannot be in the right frame of mind to be able to care for somebody. So no matter
Are you talking about the man or the woman?
Whoever.
Okay.
Even whoever, yes, only you're right, whoever. You cannot be in the right frame. You have to at least have the most important ingredients. And having a job or a real skill, in demand skill, is one of the key things. No matter who you are.
Alex, you have 10 seconds.
No matter who it is that you are dating, forget about how handsome he is. I heard that describe the guy. See, he couldn't have been in the right frame of mind. He never
Thank you very much, Alex. Thank you so much.
Sorry,
for calling.
talking about that, Madam Tina, you said after you found out about his credentials.
Yes, I was supposed to help him get a job in one of the multinationals where I work, a sister's company. Then he told me he was not a graduate.
So he did not even go to, but he told you he went to Obafemi Awolowo University.
Yes.
At the end of the day, he did not
He
even
didn't.
go. Can you imagine?
I have this question on WhatsApp. Someone says, okay, firstly, he says, I think those wines were ridiculously cheap, not that they're expired. I observed them when we went shopping for a friend that was about to marry. They taste awful and are really cheap. Then he says, please, can you ask the lady how it was eaten, that she didn't see these signs during dating? This man is wicked to inquire.
No, you heard she said it was a marriage because of pregnancy.
Just to clarify.
Yeah.
Okay.
She said she wouldn't have married him if she did not get pregnant.
All right, let's take this call. Good morning. Please turn down the volume of the radio set. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah.
My name is Daniel. I was just listening to the sad story and I wanted to make my comment. I think for starters, thank you for having a program like this. I think it's going to enable a lot of ladies out there to realize what to do before you go into marriage. It's quite sad because I feel that if she knew that this stupid idiot that calls himself a man didn't have a job, didn't have any
Sorry, please, you can't use words like that, but I get
I'm sorry.
Yes.
They have a job. There was nothing to actually bring to the table. Why did she make that call? Why did she marry him? Yes, she was a marriage of necessity, like she claimed. That, she was already pregnant before she decided to go into that relationship. But she shouldn't have.
Well, let me remind you. She said he told her that he worked at the IRS and he was always wearing the shirt of the IRS. So,
Okay, I think that, yes, for this time, I have an issue. I do understand that. But the reality is, you don't have to die in the process just because you want to
thank you
marry.
very much. Thank
It
you.
shouldn't be a do or die thing. The antecedents were there. She saw the need.
All right.
10 seconds more.
Stayed on.
10 seconds.
I feel so sad. I feel so sad.
Thank you so much,
Go
Dan.
back to that marriage.
Sure, she's already left. Don't worry, she already left.
She shouldn't do anything with that person.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Daniel. We don't have time, so please, when you call us, try to make it as short as
1
possible.
minute.
Have a question or you have a contribution to the show. Good morning. What's your name and where you're calling from? Please turn down the volume of your radio set. Good morning. Yes, good morning. Greatness, welcome to the show.
From Abba. Agbara, okay. Sorry.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Short of words.
Aren't we all?
Short of words, yes. That is the short thing I would say. And these things do happen now. Just last week, my brother, his wife, called me and so I told me that he has money before marrying her and now he's having problem because of her. I stood up. He was so angry. I took my phone. I called him. I said, don't you make such speech to your wife. I'm a case people to cut down my brother. I'll take you to church. Go and find your brother. Just give him a try. Take your pay. She paid for the house rent just for the last 2 months. I want to see that.
That's
I don't know what money you gave me at that time. Thank God. I wish I had that kind of wife.
Please, you have 20 seconds more, please. We don't have time.
I'll be giving time to you.
Child, thank you, greatness. Thank you.
Thank you. God bless you, sir.
All right, good morning. Oh.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you? What's your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Henry, and I'm calling from Amowotofi.
All right, welcome to the show.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
In fact, as I was up listening to that lady narrating her experience, I was wanting to give my car. I felt so sorry for her. You know, And what I want to tell you is, please, if you happen to find yourself in such this, don't keep it to yourself. Tell some people. Because at that point, you may not be able to take right and take the right decision. If you should find it to yourself, you're not helping yourself in any way. And also tell pastors that encourage ladies to stay in an abusive marriage. Where is it going to take them to? At the end of the day, if she dies, or even the man himself, I mean, what becomes the children that shall left behind?
Oh, sorry, I think we lost that. We don't have time on the clock. We have to go on a break shortly, but I'm sure that when we come back from the break, so I think they will continue from where we stopped. I think more contributions and take some WhatsApp messages and more calls. I feel like on this show it's been established marriage is a beautiful thing, but you have to find meaning for you to continue in something that
It's like you're going to the market, lots of shops, lots of items.
I mean,
you just choose the right one.
have to.